Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is a 212A, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG, and we're located on the south spawn of Malinovka, and the name of the commander is Tanker 333-1. Now the 212, what can we say about it? Well, it didn't exist on in real life. It wasn't actually produced. They didn't manufacture any prototypes, but they did design one. They designed it, but they just didn't have the time to actually put together the materials necessary to actually test it. The factory was just too busy building tanks to put together a 212. So it's a paper tank, or paper SPG. And Tanker has actually located his first set of targets. And there's a T-28 prototype hiding behind that rock. Yep, there he is. Dialing in. It's a very difficult shot, this one. Hiding behind a rock like that. Doesn't expose much of his vehicle. Round out. Oh, he hit him! That's a really good shot. Very, very narrow aim there, because there was only a tiny bit of the tank exposed. It looked like he probably took out or hit the roof of that T-28. Right, Object 2684, one of the more difficult tank destroyers that Wargaming has come up with recently. And Tanker's almost reloaded. Ready to go, he's dialed in. Oh, just got to work out where it's going to be, and round out. Beautiful shot, right on the money, killed him, 71 hit points. That was absolutely spectacular. It did help that the 268 had actually just been hit by several other tanks, but that shot was right on the money, and he estimated it and the exactly where it would be, and it was a leading shot, and it worked perfectly. Okay, we've got a black dog there, an M4190GF, or girlfriend as some people call her. Now, she was seen spotting up there. It's funny how I actually called it a girlfriend and then I automatically referred to it as a she. It could be a he. There he is. Get it right, round out. Oh, right on the money again. 1031 hit points that time, 3 critical hits. That just goes to show that the girlfriend doesn't have very good armor. It is a light tank, but when it's hit by a massive great shell like that, it really can be. Oh, look, he's gone down the cliff, and he's effectively he tried to escape, and it was just too late. He fell off the cliff and died. So that counts as a crash, not as a natural kill, but certainly Tanker 333 collects the points, and he's collected another 449 there from the E100. Again, he's doing some beautifully estimated shots. Now, he's actually in platoon with 2 other tanks. One's an Object 257, the other's an Object 430. And we can see that they're further up the hill. But Tanker is actually giving them some support. And he's aiming for that Object 257 on the enemy team. He's loaded. Working out where it's going to be. And round out. Another one directly hit on the target. 444 hit points. That's a really good strike. He's getting some fantastic results here. Okay, there's that E100 he hit earlier. And he's backing up that slope. I think he's trying to take shots at the Object 430. It would certainly help his platoon mate if he could put a shot into that. Another 3 seconds to go. Getting it ready. Trying to work out where he's going to be. And no, he stopped. Good. Round out. Oh, right on the money again. 204 hit points. 2 critical hits. And he's picked up some stun assists straight away. And the Object 257 finishes off that E100. So all 3 platoon mates actually helped each other there. Oh, that round doesn't hit target, but it does stun the Object 257 on the enemy team. In fact, there's 2 Object 257s there, and they're both ganging together. And that round goes in and splashes them. Splashes the 257 for 243 hit points. I think his platoon mate's in a lot of trouble now. He's down to, well, his last 4% of health. And he's just been rammed for some more. And the Object 430 is coming up, but I'm not sure if he's going to get there in time. And that Object 257 on the enemy team keeps trying to ram him and push him off the cliff. And here comes the other one. Okay. And they've taken him out, so that means Tanker is now free to fire in, and he does, and he gets hits on both of the enemy. 153 on one, 443 on the other. He's now racked up 3K of damage so far. Right, now, there was a UDES down on the field, but he's still going to go after this 257 and this T30. The other 257 was wiped out. Which one's he going to go for? T30's first. A direct hit right into the side. He set him on light! And that was an automatic fire extinguisher went off. And it looked like the vehicle was destroyed, so he's picked up an arsonist badge. Actually, it may not have been an automatic fire extinguisher. I think the vehicle died, and that's why the flames stopped. And I didn't catch the moment he died. Oh, just lost his platoon mate in the 430, and that shell goes in, and it splashes the target. Oh, but he's taken him out with this one. 254 hit points. So that's his third kill so far. They've occupied the hill now, so they've got possession of it. An E50M and a VK have gone up there. But there is an Object 140 on the enemy team further down the other side. Now it's just a question of, can the E50M find him? Tanker 333 is loaded. Okay, he's looking for another target. He's found one, the T-34-2. That's a tier 8 Chinese tank. No, he's lost sight of it temporarily. He's fired a round in anyway. Oh, he got a hit! 398 hit points. That sounds to me like a direct hit. Okay, spinning round, going after the T-28 prototype. That's the one he hit right at the start of the battle. And he's got very low health now. He could splash him to death. There's an AMX 65 ton nearer, but he's on that, just on the crest of that ridgeline. It's very difficult to hit somebody who goes down into that dip. Round out. Oh, he hits him! 526! My God, he's doing well today. Because he had actually dropped into the dip. And that was almost a clutch shot because he wasn't fully dialed in. He's showing a win 8 of 5642 already. And the game's not even over. Score's 8-8. Reload's going through. He's got a reload time of 32.8 seconds, I think that is. So he must have very good crew on this 212. Still no sign of that 65. No, nothing yet. The STRV is coming up towards the forest area. Now, that's actually quite useful because if the 65 ton does make a dash for the trees after that big hit against him, he could be at risk. So having the STRV nearby is a reassurance that even if the 65 ton does try it, he's going to get hit before he does get close. Still nothing. It's gone rather quiet. Oh! we got our first one. Okay, so that T-34-2 again. And he's got close to the cap. Now he's using the windmill for cover. But again, a splash kill will be enough to wipe him out. And that's why I think he's going to try. No, he didn't need to, because the T-92 got him. And the T-92 got him from the forest, it appears. On the K line. There's the 65 ton. Difficult shot. No, it hit the ridge line. There's Udes. Ooh, now he's moved quite close. And the SDRV's moved away now. This is going to be difficult because he is very close. And those Udes are very sneaky. An American the other day called them Swedish flat packs, which is quite a novel way of describing the Swedish tank destroyers. Okay, he's loaded. Ideally, we need those E50Ms to come back off the hill to help the team, because the enemy is pushing forward. And Tanker 333's team... Oh, he just received a hit from the enemy Arty. And from the looks of it, that enemy Arty appears to be up on the hill, which is very odd. There's the 65 ton. Well, actually, no, he's not up on the hill. He's somewhere over in the A line, I think. Maybe A4 or A5. And the E50M is now moving. He's moving south. Tanker 333 ought to move because he did receive a hit. So he was spotted by his tracer. And the Lorraine might try again. Oh, and they've got the Object 140. Once you've been spotted, once your tracer's been located, you do have to move. You can't stay in the same position. Because once the enemy's got a good clean hit once, he will try again. And I'm surprised that Lorraine hasn't tried yet. There's the T-92, and he's after the Udes. And the Udes is sitting up on that height. And he's receiving fire, and that round goes in and takes him out. And that brings up the fighter badge for 4 kills. Okay, he's relocated just a little. And there's the Lorraine. Actually, he was in grid square A2, and he's been taken out. He was killed by the E50. Now, he knows where the 3805 is. But just waiting for the reload to complete. He's indicated his target, but he doesn't need to bother because the E50M's finished him off. And that means the E50M has picked up a Pascucci's. And that's the end of the battle. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tanker for Tanker 333-1 on the 212A. He also picked up a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. And a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 18. He also got an arsonist badge when he set fire to that T30 and he burned to death. I mistakenly thought that he'd actually set off a premium fire extinguisher because the fire didn't last very long. But in actual fact, it didn't last very long because the T30 had been wiped out. And he picked up a Gore's medal because he did more damage, exceeding 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He picked up a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently destroyed by others. And a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle altogether. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats for team. Well, highest damage, 5,334 hit points. Highest number of kills, which he shared with the E50M with 4. But Tanker 333 came away with the highest base XP of 1,249. He fired 14 rounds, got 10 direct hits, 10 penetrations, and 5 splash. He did damage of 5,334 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He actually did have very good accuracy. You see the fact that it's 14 rounds and 10 hits. That's, I mean, it was right on the money on most of those shots. It didn't look like he missed many of them. There was one where he fired at a 257 where he hit the ground and splashed them. But most of the shots were right on the target, which is why he scored such a high amount of damage. 5,334 is very, very high, even at tier 10. He hit 10 of the enemy and damaged 10 of the enemy and killed 4 of them. That's 2/3 of the enemy team he killed, damaged. He also damaged, did stun assist damage of 1,615 hit points off 12 stuns. On a standard account, he earned 43,405 credits. That's a huge sum for a standard account. On a premium, he would have earned 65,000. And after repair and ammunition resupply, he still walked away with 15,060 credits. He received 1,249 base XP, and it was ×2 for the first victory, and because he entered the battle in a platoon with the Object 430 and the Object 257, he actually took away 2,685 experience points altogether. So a very, very good example of how good the 212 can be in the hands of somebody who knows how to make it perform. And obviously from the fast reload speed of Tanker 333, he really does like this Arty and plays it a lot, because he certainly can make it sing. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in our next video.